Years of misery, seeking for fatherly love. I grew up not knowing my father, whether he was alive, whether he was existing, and I never bothered asking my mother because I I didn't even think about him because my grandfather was always there for me. It only happened when I was in grade 4 that I really wanted to have a father now. The reason was I had this friend of mine who was sitting next to me in grade 4. She will always tell me about her father and how her father treats her and how her father spoils her. Her father listens to her. Her father calls her princess. And I could also see that as well because I remember one day her father brought her to at school. She was wearing new shoes. She had that bookcase. You know, at that time bookcase was so something we looking forward to have, but I didn't have myself. I was using a plastic bag to put my books, and then I would look at my friend and think, oh, if only I had a father as well. How I wished. And she told me that, you saw my father dropped me off today because I didn't want to go to school. So my father begged me and he took me to school. And I said, yeah. And then one day I remember she told me that, sometimes I just jump onto my father's lap and sit and then start crying with no reason. And then while she was saying that, I'm thinking, hey, can I try that with my grandfather? Hey, I'm thinking the time when I would be starting that drama of crying, I will be there by the corner of the house with my grandfather. So I think I need the father. So I started being stressed. I also want a father. So not that I was jealous of my friend, but every time when she was telling me about the nice things and how special she is to her father, I was always having something piercing my heart that, oh God, but why don't I have a father? And then years went by. We continued in grades, and then when we were in grade 7, things happened there. It was a Saturday. I was from the river to fetch some water. And then this boy, a small boy, is coming running towards me. Lungile, Lungile. And then I stopped. She said, Lungile, can you see those men standing there? I said, yeah. They said, I must call you. And then I'm thinking, I told the boy, okay. And then I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm in that age where guys are flocking to you and then they're just irritating me. I'm not in that. I said, okay, I'll come. And then I dropped my bucket at home and then I went there. When I get there, it's an uncle I know from our area. And then the uncle said, Lungile, meet your father. There is your father. I know this guy from long time ago. We were attending school together. So, okay. I was like, okay, that's my father. I was so excited. So he grabbed me. He embraced me. He just showed me the fatherly love. He looked at me. I was so much happy. I was very happy. I was very happy. And when I look at him, I can see he looked like those classic guys from high places. Remember, my father, he was staying in Johannesburg. So that time Lungile staying in the rural areas, and Lungile, the only shoe she had was a school shoe. So every time when I come from school, I have to take off my shoes barefoot. So I went to my father, barefooted. She looked at me. She asked me, how am I doing? And then I was like, I'm okay. And then he promised that, you know what, my daughter, I'll come back for you in September. You see, now it's March. September, I'll come back and give your grandfather all the expenses he had raising you, and then I'll take you with me to Johannesburg. Oh, in my mind, I'm thinking, ha, I'm going to be moving to Johannesburg. Ha, that's life. I'm thinking, okay, he's coming September, and September is my birthday. So I'll be having a birthday party for the first time in my life. Oh God, you are so good. Yo, I was so happy. So it's Saturday, I'm pushing for Monday so that I can also share with my friend who's always bragging about her father and tell her that, girl, my father is here. So Monday came, and then I told my friend, hey, my friend, what happened weekend? My father came, and my father stays in Johannesburg, and my father has a car as well, and my father is coming September to take me with him to Johannesburg. Imagine that high levels, because we are from rural areas, and then the excitement. She was so happy for me. My friend was so happy for me. Lungile is counting months. March, April. She's pushing for September. September, come September, come September. I want to be there with my father. September arrived. 1st September. It went up until the 15th. I saw 5 women coming, approaching my grandfather's house. They had scarves on their shoulders. And I'm thinking, because I know in our culture, when women are coming like that, following each other, someone has died or something like that. So they went to my grandfather's house. They sat there for some time, and then when they came out, after leaving, my grandfather called me, Lungile. I went to his house. Sit down, I said, you saw those women who were here? I said, yes. Said, they were here to tell us that your father passed away. I was so heartbroken. I couldn't hold my tears. I was crying so painfully. I was crying so bad. I didn't even know what to do to myself. I was in pain. And grandfather is busy explaining on what happened to your father, what. I'm not even like hearing anything. The only thing I heard was when he said, anyway, you didn't know your father, so there's no need for you to cry. You can go now. I went out. I was so much in pain. I had to hold my tears and hold the pain in me so that my grandfather doesn't hear me crying, because he promised to give me a beating if I cry. And then what happened is that was the end of my dreams of going to Johannesburg. I got at school on Monday. I told my friend, shame she felt for me. And then I was a sad child from there. But guess what? As years passes by, with my anger and my heaviness, my heavy heart, I was like, no, sis, self-love. Just love yourself. And indeed, it worked wonders. Because now, look at Lungile. She's so happy. As if nothing went wrong.